Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Don't make me turn this up loud. I think I'll go push this knob over here. How's that? Is that better? Welcome to the Park City Institute season reveal, and we're adding something new this year. We're going to do a State of the Institute. So, and one of the reasons we're doing it is because we're so proud of what the State of the Institute is. We've really had a great year. So I prepared a presentation, if you don't mind. So I want to talk a little bit about the promise that we make. Every organization makes promises, whether they intend to or not. You know, Apple makes promises about the quality of their products. We do. You know, when you think of Volvo, you think of a promise of safety, right? Yeah, that's exactly right. So we make a promise. My predecessor was really good with words, to enrich a community by providing innovative experiences that entertain, educate, and illuminate. My goal and the goal of the board is to make sure that we fully fulfill these promises to you, and it's done by little bitty things. And I want to talk about some of the ways we're going to fulfill those promises. First of all, one of the things we talk about is engaging young learners, and I want to lead with this. For the first time, we presented the Park City School District with a document, a pretty detailed document. Stacy, you want to raise your hand back there? Stacy's in charge of community outreach, and so yeah, big hand of applause. Half of the acts that I'm going to show you this winter have offered to do community outreach for the students. When you see the acts, you're going to get super excited. Matter of fact, I've got even 2 videos that are going to show and illustrate exactly how exciting that is. So this document was very detailed. There's 7 opportunities that the school district can take, and we hope they take them all, but that's up to them. The teachers are very busy, and adding one more thing to their plate's always tough, but Stacy's gonna make it as easy as possible. The other thing we did partnering with the school district, how many people have seen our online program? When you go to a show, you scan a QR code, you get a really nice program online. That was developed by PCCAPS. So we worked directly with the students in the PCCAPS program to develop this, and it worked out great. We're able to sell ads and everything. So we're fulfilling that promise. We're making it complete to engage the students, not only in the Park City School District, but the North and South Summit School District. Also, we're going to be very clear with sponsorship opportunities. I know when I give, I want to know for sure what the levels are, and I want to be recognized the way we say we're going to be recognized. So we came up with a very clear way. I don't know if people have been able to go online. When you give, it's very clear what you get, and we're breaking it up by season, and we're giving you the opportunities to do things. For instance, you can directly support PCI's and equity initiative. So throughout the year, you'll see different programs that are dedicated towards equity. If hearing speakers and understanding equity is something that's important, we've got 3 shows coming up that'll touch on that. If you like the main stage programming, you can support that. If you want to support chamber music at the Eccles, and I'm super excited, how many people have seen a chamber show yet? Well, you all have, because the piano player, Stephen Buse, on the video today, that was on the Eccles stage. We filmed that live. So yes, Professor of Rock, I want to introduce our Professor of Rock is sitting right here. So we've got a new series with that. This season reveal is exciting. That one, when we do it, you're not going to believe it, the names that they're talking about. Student outreach, if you want to help student outreach, because every one of those artists that do the student outreach charge something for it. So we would love to be able to cover the costs of making sure that happens. And of course, Locals Live. Mary Beth Maziar is here. Raise your hand, Mary Beth. You just saw her sing a wonderful song on the video. That was part of the Locals Live part. And what we're doing is we're now supporting local artists in town. So recognition, we're really trying to do a much, much better job. These are the videos that play before every show. And what we'll do is, if you're a donor or a sponsor associated with that particular show or that particular series, you're going to get recognized not only from the stage, but in the video. So, and this was a great show. So you'll see the number one sponsors will get it. And what we're looking for in each series is that title sponsor. So we weren't able to get our title sponsor this past year, which is normally St. Regis. That title sponsor is all over the place. It's part of the name. So we hope that you'll join the group of people who are part of our supporters. Quickly, the year in review. So I'm going to run through this really fast. A lot of this is numbers, and it's going to bore you. We have our numbers guy here. I'm going to introduce you to Bob in a little bit. First of all, COVID-19 was really tough. 15 months, no shows. We had to cancel 2 of our annual fundraisers, 2. And we usually do pretty well. So Saints and Sinners will be back this March. We've already booked the band. We're thinking we're going to turn it into more of a ball where you dress up rather than a costume event. So we're going to roll out the white carpet, yeah, and hopefully it'll be as big as the Met, but only for Park City. 2020 Big Stars Bright Nights, that was canceled. My first day was March 2020. The first thing I got to do is cancel Saints and Sinners. The next thing I got to do is cancel the last show of the main stage season and then cancel all of this. And all I did for 18 months, Jenny and I, was put people on furlough and lay folks off. So it was a really tough time. But we were able to get things back and going. I want to talk a little bit about our live shows this past year. Our primary goal was to make sure everybody was safe. We thought at the beginning of the season that was going to be easy, but the Delta variant made it really tough. One of the things we really wanted to do was build more variety. I kept hearing, we want more variety on the stage. We want it to skew younger, so we worked towards that. We also are working to make every show sustainable. Before, we would make money on one show and maybe not make money on another show, and hopefully it'll all wash out. Well, it wasn't washing out. So we've got some tools that'll help us make them more sustainable, and we wanted to give back. How did that work out? First of all, I want to thank all of our sponsors who helped make it happen. Once again, yes, give them a big hand. Ticket sales cover about 17% of our revenue. Without our sponsors and donors, we wouldn't be here. So it's really, really important. Let's look at some of those live shows. It was a great season. And thank you to the volunteers who were here. I got to say, some highlights for me were Parsons Dance. Started off the season. They filled in for someone else we had booked. When Zoe seemed to be flying across the stage, it was really just amazing. I got so excited. I went up to Bill Parsons, and I said, yeah, can we have you back next year? It was just that good. I mean, really, really amazing. Another one was, for the first time, I think ever, we partnered with Mountain Town Music to have a free show. And this was, and the board said, someone on our board said, look, we should do a free show as soon as we come back. This was upstate. They did a really nice show. It was really a lot of fun. The younger crowd. Jocelyn and Chris, oh my gosh, they were just incredible. One of the highlights of the season. This lady's like, she can sing, he can play. It's a mixture of Jimi Hendrix and Pink Floyd and Grace Slick. It was just incredible. The nicest people to work with, too. Got a nice note from them. This, I knew was going to be great, but I had no idea. I kind of made my wife go, and she begged me to take her back to the trailer. It was that good. It sounded great. It looked great. Marty Stewart is not only a great singer, storyteller, guitarist, but on mandolin, he came out by himself on a mandolin and did a solo. And I've seen a lot of mandolinists. He just blew me away. He's played with everybody in Nashville. One of the best shows of the season. Don't miss what's coming up. Also, chamber music's back at the Eccles. If you haven't had a chance to come on Sunday and see one of our chamber shows, you really should. They were amazing. We had 4 this year. All of them were great. We're partnering with the Park City Chamber Music Society to bring chamber music back. And stay tuned. You will have more Sunday afternoons. All the tickets are $35. This is great. The first one was with film, synchronized. It's really a lot of fun. So make sure you stop by and see one of those. All right, let's talk about working together. Michael Hanahan, raise your hand. When the whole pandemic started, he said, give back. No one's going to give to us unless we give back. So one of the things we started doing was working with our nonprofit partners. First thing is we co-produce. We talked about mountain town stages. This is something that hadn't been done in the past, and it's really great. I want to thank Brian publicly. I know he's not here. His office is upstairs, so maybe he can hear me. He helped me out a lot as a new ED in this town. Big shout out to him. Also, supporting kind support, the Utah Legislature Arts and Museums distributed a lot of the federal money. They really helped us out. PBS Utah did a trade and did a lot of work for us getting the message out down in the valley. Park City Chamber of Commerce stepped up and actually sponsored the season at the $5,000 level, and Summit County, not only the wrap tax, but the restaurant tax to help us promote stuff. So I do want to thank all of those organizations that helped us out. They gave to us, but we didn't stop there. We gave back. So we joined KPCW for their annual pledge drive. We met our $10,000 goal. Thank you very much to all of you people who called in, which is a lot of organizations don't hit that goal. So I was really happy to that. We also provided free advertising to some local nonprofits in our online program book. So we worked with Peace House, which they also get $5 tickets to our shows, Connect, Park City, Recycle Utah, and several others. So what we're doing is we're trying to not only give back to those organizations, and we've provided some free tickets to some of these folks, so we're really proud of the work we've done, and we will continue to give back. So let's talk about some of the people that make it happen. So no organization can really make things happen without our people. And we've got some great ones, and they're standing around here. You will see their pictures. Jenny's our Associate Executive Director. You've already said hello to Stacy. Raise your hand one more time. She does community outreach. She's doing a great job. Hayden, he's back there running some technical stuff like he always is. Every time something looks good or sounds good, it's Hayden. Flower is our newest full-time member. Flower is at a new position called the Patron Experience Coordinator. So everything that has to do with making sure patrons are happy, she's taking care of. Barbara, are you here? Woo! So Barbara is the face of all the volunteers. You see them with the red shirts on. They come in and they do a wonderful job. We thanked them out. And Bob, we don't have a picture of you, Bob. All we have is a computer here. Bob does the numbers. I have to shout out to Bob's a contractor. Several of our contractors during the pandemic cut their fees dramatically to help us make that happen. Thank you. Meant a lot. Sarah is new to our team. Sarah Lambrinos. I still think that sounds Greek. I'm going to go with that. Yeah. Oh, good. All right. So that's why that's the only reason she's working here. Sarah's a contractor who does all of our social media now. She's doing a great job in our press releases. So if you see anything online, Sarah's doing a great job. We're thrilled with her. I do want to shout out a minute to the board. I keep bragging to the other EDs in town. If you're on our board, raise your hand. Michael Hanahan's back there. We also have Alicia's here, Jason Owen, and Jason is our longest serving board member. He's seen the good and the bad. So and Betsy Wallace is not here today. So if you see these board members, they are really great. We've got another meeting coming up this week. Don't we love our meetings? Yeah, they're so much fun. So let me get through the numbers real quick. This is kind of important. We've worked really hard to show the success here. So this is our balance sheet. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. So last year, this is how much you have. These are assets. This is pretty doggone low. This year, it's bigger. This is better, okay? And it's a dramatic difference. You can see this is less than $100,000 in net assets, current assets. So that's like money that people owe us in cash in the bank. Huge difference, but that's not the whole story. These are liabilities. So once again, I don't want to get in the weeds. Big red bar, bad. Smaller red bar, Much better. This is a dramatic turnaround. One of the big things I like is this whole bar is gone. This was a loan we had. When I took over, there was probably $500,000 in various loans. $100,000 of it plus was a line of credit. We were paying 7 or 8% on $6,000 last year just in interest. The year before that, it was how much? It was over tens of thousands of dollars. Yeah, $15,000 a year before that. Next year, we have no loans. We're not paying any interest, no credit card fees. That's all gone. We're debt-free. It wasn't all me. And we have cash in the bank for the first time in a long time. Bob's like growing his hair back. He's that happy. So let's talk about revenue. This is, it is much better than last year. This is a pie chart of everything. It's about $1 million. The organization typically does $2 to $3 million in a non-COVID year. This is to be expected with only half of the season running. You can see grants, big number there. The federal government really stepped forward in several programs, including PPP, shuttered venues, and CARES funding. We were recipients of all of those, and that had a big part of our grants. You can see the grants are huge. This is going to need to be picked up by donors going forward. We're not going to get that level of support every year. This was not used to pay off debt. Could not be used to pay off debt. Salaries, ongoing expenses, some programming, but that's it. Debt came from other places. Ticket sales, $126,000, and you're saying, man, that's a really small number. That is exactly, almost to the dollar, what we did the last full non-COVID summer. Yes. So it's a pretty good match. We sold fewer tickets, but we came up with this cool way of adjusting ticket prices, and we found that this is a big surprise in Park City. People are willing to pay a little bit more for their tickets. You see the sponsorships, this is one of our lowest ever, but that's to be expected because we weren't doing anything. Donations and memberships, you can see that there. Total revenue, about $1 million. So this is where our money came from. Guess what's next? Where it went, that's right. I'm trying to keep, is it simple? I'm all about the simple. Okay, so total, we spent only $590, if you're doing quick math, that's about $400,000 in what we call, we don't call it revenue, it's fund balance because we're a nonprofit. But this is huge. You can see programming, $326,000. The ticket sales did not cover that, did it? That's all programming. You can see advertising and PR. This is a lot lower than last year. There are those finance charges that'll go away next year. Administrative, pretty doggone low. Written utilities, only 10 grand, and payroll is the biggest number. For a long time, we had one person on payroll. It was Jenny. I still haven't been able to talk the board into paying me. So here we go. Payroll, you can see the programming, big chunk there. Finance charges will go away next year, so we're pretty excited about that. So we've made a promise to be sustainable. When you give us your funds, when you buy your ticket, we're taking good care of it. We're going to make sure that the numbers are right. So our future. In the near term, we're going to focus on continued improvement in our financial status. We're not going to hold still. We're going to continue to get better. The stronger we are financially, the better the programming. That enables us to make good on those promises. We're going to ensure that each show is sustainable. We've done some tricks that allow us to adjust the ticket prices for each show based on what we think it'll cost us. We know better now how much a show is going to cost because we look at this weird thing called the rider. Whenever you book an act, they give you a list of all the stuff. Yours is very simple. And it can be very expensive. It's like, we want lights from New York that do this, that hook up this way, and they're $10,000 each, and we want 15 of them. You know, we say, no, we're not going to book you. Can we use the ones that we already have or something like that? We negotiate those up front. We also engage every stakeholder. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we meet everyone where they are. We want to listen to you, hear what you're saying, program for you, and make sure that experience at the theater is as good as it can get. We also want to continue to build out staff. We have one more person we're hiring right now. We're in the middle of interviewing someone who's going to be our director of development. Long term, we're going to leverage the knowledge we gained during COVID. One of the big things we learned how to do was make video. So you can see these cameras back there. We're streaming this online. This is something we really didn't do before. More and more of what we're going to do is going to be making video. Matter of fact, the Eccles is a pretty doggone good TV studio, right? So a lot of the content that you see there will live on beyond that. We're also going to continue to partner with local arts organizations. You'll see some multidisciplinary arts events happen, and we're going to be a big part of that. No more walls there. We're also going to identify new venues to support our community. We're looking for an outdoor venue. We're very, very close. We're also looking for a smaller indoor venue where we can do more programming. And you'll see why. Because we're expanding the programming a lot. You've seen that we want to make good on this promise. Let's look at some of that programming really quickly. So the main stage season is what we're going to announce today. I know you're ready for it. I keep babbling on, right? Big Stars, Bright Nights. That happens in the summer. We've been inside for a couple years, maybe one more year, then outside again. So we're excited about that. Great shows. I mean, really, really good shows this year. Locals Live. You saw some Locals Live presentations when we were here. We're going to continue to do that. There will be a select number of audience members who will come, mostly donors. 50 to 100 people will come in for those live streams. So it'll be really, really nice. And it's one of our way of giving back. Look, I see Mary Beth's name again on here. I didn't know you were going to be here, honest. Professor of Rock. So how many people seen a Professor of Rock video? They're pretty awesome. So we're hoping to get 5 shows in this year, 10 shows next year, maybe 12 or 15 the year after that. These are big name rock artists who you know and who you want to see, who are going to have an individual interview. You're going to hear the stories from the professor, and then they're going to play an intimate, maybe 10-song set in the venue. This will be taped. It will be broadcast. We're going to shop it around. Our hope is this will be as big as Austin City Limits, right here in Park City. So we're really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. And it's a way where we're partnering. We're also partnering with the Chamber Music Society. You're going to see more of these shows. I love chamber music. When I first took this job, one of my goals was we're going to have chamber music back in the Eccles. The Eccles sounds amazing. It's comfortable. It's quiet. There's no PA. You hear somebody play, it goes straight to your ear. The hair stands up on my arms when I hear this stuff. Our future. All right. Are you ready? All right, so let's talk about what we're going to see this year. Saturday, October 9th. Let me give you an overview. 5 speakers. 5 speakers. 4 musical acts. 2 dance. Okay? So we're going to start off with Nikon Ambassador Amy. Is it Vitale? Am I saying it right? Yeah. So she's one of these amazing photographers, and Mark over here is a great photographer. He probably knows who she is. She is a great photographer who followed the last white rhino and documented that for National Geographic. And when she did that, it moved her so much, and she's now a wildlife photographer all about conservation. So she's going to come tell that story. It is amazing. If you haven't seen a National Geographic show yet, I highly encourage you to do it. 3 of the shows are National Geographic shows. I'm so excited. So people who know me know I know this guy, and one of the reasons we booked this over Thanksgiving is because he's going to come and have Thanksgiving with us. So, but I'm pretty excited. He's got a great band. Nothing tells a story like video, so. Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a child. I'll have a little fun if you don't mind, huh?
We're going to have Second City. So I don't know if anyone knows this. and it seems like back-to-back Chicago shows here. So, because this is the Second City Troupe from Chicago. If you don't know who these people are, you do, because just about everybody you've seen on Saturday Night Live, Stephen Colbert, Ed Asner came out of Second City. I mean, these guys are deep. First of all, they come in and do sketch comedy, really, really good sketch comedy, and they improv. This is one of the acts, including Danny, who are going to work with the students. So they'll work with, hopefully, with the folks to teach improv to their group. Another great National Geographic show. This is a paleontologist, so we're doing dinosaurs now. What do they call it, Jenny? What do they, Nizar, what is his? They're called, what-asauruses? Spinosauruses. So this is going to be another great show. He's taken a lot of time looking for endangered fossils, you know, and so I'm really thrilled with that. Next, Mark and Maggie O'Connor. Now, Mark O'Connor is one of these, he's one of these people who you probably don't know, but you've heard him a lot. Johnny Cash did a reprise of Devil Went Down to Georgia. Does everybody know this song? Yeah, that's him. James Taylor has violin. He did a thing. That's him. Yo-Yo Ma, violin. That's him. He's cross-genre. He's coming with his wife. He's a phenomenal guitarist, but he's one of the best session violinists in Nashville. He also has a couple of great albums out. Some awesome stories. I wish I could play the video, but, you know, I just know it's not going to work. Oh, look at that. It's pretty amazing. So this is, what's really interesting about this is they geared up this, during COVID, this online series that the two of them played, and they had never done it before. So they're actually bringing that to us. And if you came and saw some of the summer shows, you probably, you know, 2 or 3 of the acts did that. Matter of fact, Jocelyn and Chris sat down on their couch and played one of the songs that they had written over COVID the way they did in that small little venue. Great performance. You really want to come see them. This is a special 2-night presentation, December 28th and 29th. I am not going to publicly announce it or release it until we get a confirmation. But this is a really good show that we've sold out in the past years ago. You will love it. So hopefully we'll get that. I just heard a review for this on KPCW today. Heather McGee, this is a great book. What she is, she was a former chief executive at Demos and has done years of work chronicling the sources and causes of systemic racism. Now, this isn't one of these hyperbolic discussions. She's got facts that back it up. Now, what she decided to do was take a break, go throughout the United States, interview individual people, and get stories that backed up her research. It kind of dove into it. The book is heartbreaking and warming, and the whole idea is that racism is not a zero-sum game. You can't climb up on top of someone else to achieve, and she's got numbers to back it up. So this is a brilliant speaker. We're super excited as part of the equity series that we have going on. Look at that, another great photographer. If you think of photography in space, this is the guy. He has shot over 300,000 photographs while he was in space. Super excited. Jenny is like more excited about the astronaut than anyone else we have. So he's also going to do a dedicated show for the students. We're super excited about that. He wants everybody in the school to be. He's actually more excited about it than we are. So this is a great show. You'll see some wonderful images. We have a brand new laser projector up. You will see every bit of this. It's going to be amazing. This guy is so funny. He is so funny. And when you hear this, you're going to want to come. And I know there's about 4 people here who know we're talking to. I could not get a confirmation out of the agent. They're routing around us. He is so funny. Speaks with a Scottish accent. We can't have a season without featuring Stephanie Lamb. This is the 3rd season, am I right? We're in a row where we've scheduled Stephanie. There have been COVID, fires, illnesses, locusts. We're going to part the seas and she will come back. Very good book. This will give you a chance to read the book. So this is talking about poverty and getting stuck in it. Really, and how hard it is to climb out of it once it hits you. So wonderful story. So percussion. I'm realizing that I booked a lot of percussion. I don't know. I'm sorry. So this is technically classical music, right? They're a percussion ensemble. This is the premier percussion ensemble in the world, and they're coming here. They're going to do a student outreach program. I want to try and play you a little bit of the music and a little bit about this. They're phenomenal, and it's not just percussion. It's not just classical. It's a lot of fun to watch. Let's see if we can get the video.
Amid the Noise is a set of music that is for flexible instrumentation, and so it can be played by any number of people, percussionists and otherwise. So I've been very excited about curating these evenings of Amid the Noise, or large performances of Amid the Noise. They kind of go from percussion and bring in string players, bring in vocalists, and make a kind of unique version to suit the spot that we're playing.
It's like a Grateful Dead song drum circle on steroids.
The thing that's exciting for me about playing music live is kind of discovering what something's going to be any night. So Amid the Noise for me has just become a kind of meta version of that, where it's so exciting night to night to feel what new can happen that night. The instrumentation that we're looking for is just anybody who's into being involved. I think the thing that you have to be is kind of excited to bring something new to the table that night. But for me, I think that's kind of what it's become in a certain sense. Has been as much as a musical experience, has been a kind of community building experience. The name of the piece is Amid the Noise, and it comes from a quote that was on the wall of my house growing up. It comes from a long poem called the Desiderata, and the little quote, the first line of it is, "Go placidly amid the noise and haste." I just really love that idea and that feeling of kind of making your way through the noise in a placid and tranquil kind of way. Audiences love seeing big communities of people work together. I think we love being a part of a community working together, and the way So envisions concerts are, the folks in the audience are taking time out of their busy lives to say, hey, let's experience something together. And so I think the constant for all of these has been kind of that feeling. Like by the end of the set, by the end of the 45 minutes or the hour, there's a kind of feeling of we're all in it together.
So this is going to feature Park City students. And I know you guys don't know who these folks are, but when I talked to the percussion instructor at the high school, he nearly blew a gasket. He's like, "You're kidding, So Percussion's coming here." So this will be a great show. What you just saw is not emblematic of what will be on the stage, but it will be when we have the students. So they get to rehearse with them, there's a master class, and then they get to perform on the stage with So Percussion. You'll get to hear them. Dance Theater of Harlem. I am super excited about this group. dating back to when I was a kid in Atlanta, when the civil rights movement just started and no one thought, you know, anyone but white people could do ballet. Dance Theater of Harlem came together to prove them wrong, and they've been doing it for years. So we're thrilled to bring them here. This is going to be a great group, super athletic, beautiful dancers. Get your tickets fast because this is going to be really fun. A lot of on May 7th. And for the first time ever, we are going to do an all Latin show. So this will be geared toward our Latin community. All the ads will be in Spanish. This will be the last time you see it in English. If you go to our website, it's in Spanish. The entire show will be in Spanish. The programs will be in Spanish. We'll try and ticket it in Spanish. We want to make our Latin community feel comfortable. We want to help them feel safe. We want to thank the Park City Community Foundation for helping fund this. They've the first ones to jump on board to help us fund this and bring the band here. Even if you're not Latin, you will love these guys. Grammy Award winning Prince was a huge fan of this band. Let me see if I can get the video to work. Anyway, Grupo Fantasma, look them up. They're great. 2 Grammy nominations, a Grammy win. They've played with everybody. I mean, they're the funkiest, best, loudest. I mean, you will love this band. Once again, percussion and horns. Anyway, that's our season. What do you think? So now you can't remember that, but if you look on your little badge, you can peel off the sticker that is there for your name. And believe it or not, you will see the list of all of the acts that are coming. I know. We were very excited about that. We wanted to give you something you could take home so you would remember what they are. Are they coming off? Okay. So that's it. If you flip it over, there's a QR code. The QR code is very important. So the QR code is where you can donate at one of these levels to help sponsor the season. And so I need you to do 2 things for me. First thing, I need you to come to the shows. Second thing, I need you to bring 10 people with you. And if you can tell people about this, get excited about it, tell them what's going on, and make sure they can help support Park City Institute. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for all you people online who watched. I hope to see you at a show. I would encourage you to come introduce yourself to the Professor of Rock, to meet our great board members, and once again, to scan that code on the back and give to the Park City Institute. Thank you very much.